What's up, everybody?
Hello, hello.
Welcome to On Deck with Dink and Laticha
Good evening,
podcast.
everybody.
Hey, hello world. We back once again. We got exciting. Hey, look, we got an exciting show today, y'all.
We do.
We got an exciting show today, and we are looking forward to it. I see Kyle is in there. We about to bring him on in a minute, give him his proper introduction.
Dink, I think I want you bring our brother and our classmate in. Give him the proper. We're gonna give them both their proper introduction.
Absolutely. I got to read a. Kyle got so much stuff. I got to read a book.
Hey, hey.
I got to read a book on Kyle because we about to get it started. Because let me tell you something. This guy that's coming up, our classmate, class of '92, Kyle Taylor, Senior Command Chaplain for the Southern European Task Force for Africa. Right, class of 1992, doing big things for the armed services, and we are just elated to have him on. His Kyle's bio is extensive. He has a lot of stuff on here. But we're about to bring him on in 1 second. We get everything set up for him. There we go. Yes. So we about to bring our first guest on. Mr. Senior. Ooh, he got a lot of names. Senior Colonel. Senior Command Chaplain. Like, Kyle, you can check this out. I'm gonna bring him on, y'all, and we just gonna get to it because let me tell you something. This man's background is extensive, and we are proud to have him on. Let me cut this music off, and we about to get to it. And welcome to the show,
our brother.
There you go. Where's he at?
Oh, right here.
Oh,
Cal. First of all, let the world know. My brother he's already sacrificing because he's in the military. Let's thank him first.
Tell me about it.
He's a husband. He's a father. No. Let me back up. He's a chaplain. He's a husband. He's a father. He's our classmate, our brother. And he's sacrificing. Where he is 1 o'clock in the morning. But he did not let that stop him from coming on our podcast. It's 1 o'clock in the morning where he is. And he came to share his words with you guys tonight. And I'm excited.
Man, listen, it was a small thing for me to show this love, man. I'm honored to be able to be a part of this podcast again and this great content y'all putting out there, man. You know, let's go.
Let's go.
So what you made? I just want to piggyback on what Laticha said. Like, ladies and gentlemen, so where Kyle is stationed in Italy, right?
Yeah, Vicenza, Italy.
So he's in Italy. So he's 6 hours ahead of us. Is that correct, Kyle?
Yeah, 6 hours ahead.
So he's 6 hours ahead. So look.
Daylight savings time don't start for us until the 29th, so it'll start next Sunday. So normally we 7 hours. We 7 hours ahead of you guys, but because y'all hit daylight savings time before we do, yeah, we just 6 hours right now. Next week we'll go back to being 7 hours.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay. So that means you'd be another hour ahead, added on?
Yeah, 2 in the morning.
2 in the morning. But look at like she said, it's a blessing to have you on, man. Like I'm telling you, it is just like family. You know, we classmates, sure. and you know what, I've been excited. Laticha been excited. We've been talking about this all week. We like, man, because this gonna be a good one. I'm gonna let Laticha go ahead and start off because I know she got a lot. And I'll tell you right now, because your background is woo, man. I was reading all that, man. I almost had to call Mr. Fedak, tell him to put me in class.
Let's not talk about Mr. Fedak tonight.
I think I want to give Kyle the platform because I want people to truly understand what his background is. What does he do? Cal, can you go ahead and just give us a brief synopsis of who you are?
All right. So I am a chaplain colonel in the United States Army. I just hit 22 years in January. Currently serving in Vicenza, Italy. And that's in the northeast side of this country. So when you think about cities like Rome and Florence, they like down south, especially Rome, Naples in particular, they down south. Where Vicenza is, it's up north and east. So we're only about probably 35 miles from Venice. So on a good day, we drive up and go hang out in Venice. It only takes us about 30 minutes, 40 minutes to get there. My job here as the senior command chaplain for Southern European Task Force Africa, our primary purpose for being here in Italy, even though our mission is down in Africa, is because Africa, for understandable reasons, doesn't really want to establish permanent basing for our armed forces there, right? So we can go down and conduct mission, but we have to base out of Italy. And of course, Italy, once you get down to the southern part of Italy, it's just basically, you can almost swim to the northern part of Africa. Not quite, but just like the difference between Miami and Cuba. You know what I mean? That's the difference between southern Italy and northern Africa, like Morocco and Tunisia and countries like that. So, but what we do down on the continent is, and I just recently returned this month, actually just 3 days ago on Thursday, it's called build partner capacity. So that means we got partner nation armies down there, and their armies also have chaplains. And what we do is we go down and train them. We kind of assess and evaluate the way that they provide religious support within their organization, the way that they advise their commands, the way they care for the soldiers and their families. And then we kind of identify ways that they can actually improve upon that. We actually give them best practices and introduce new methodologies, I guess, for training and for providing religious support. And we got a lot of partner nations down there in Africa, so that provides an opportunity to do a lot of traveling down there, to do a lot of training. Now, of course, we got some hot spots down there in Africa too, so we got to be very careful where we go, and so we work with the country teams or the embassies to help shape our visits. They let us know when it's safe and where it's safe, and they actually are the ones who do a lot of the coordinating of getting us down there to the continent, and then facilitating, of course, our movement once we get there to make sure that we're kept safe and security is actually provided. So that's what we do in Southern European Task Force Africa. So I do it within my lane, of course, as a chaplain, but when you look at what we call in the Army, the other warfighting functions, so you look at the infantry guys, you look at the field artillery guys, you look at the medics, you look at military intelligence, they all go down and do the same thing for their counterparts and help them to improve on their processes within their particular discipline.
Wow. Interesting.
Interesting.
I mean,
and of course, our primary reason, since we are the Army, is we would be the warfighting arm in the event of hostilities or contingency operations down there on the continent or in this region. We would be the ones to get pushed, to actually have to go jump into that. So that's what we do.
So you mentioned like I guess there are certain areas over in Africa that you guys can't go to, or you're not allowed to, or you limited.
There's quite a few areas in Africa that are in conflict right now, whether it be through civil war or whether it be through we would say terrorist activity or networks that might be operating in certain places. So yeah, our involvement in those places actually has to be choose my words carefully here, because of course, since I am speaking about my job, I'm speaking, of course, in my official capacity, as a representative of the United States Army. So I'll just say there's a lot of diplomacy involved in making sure that conditions are set and the way is paid for us to be able to go into certain areas to do certain things, so that we don't actually create a problem where there wasn't a problem, or we go exacerbate a problem, meaning make it worse where there might be a problem.
Man.
Yeah, because not everybody embraces us. You know, it ain't all love everywhere we go.
That's right. Cal.
Yeah. Yep.
My heart is full. Like, I'm sorry, Dink. I'm gonna try not to take over, because when I say I got so much
going no. Go ahead.
You know, we made that video. What was that, about a month or so ago, when we, you know, you sent in the clip with the eyeball, you know, eyeball. And you know, it kind of broke my heart a little bit when I heard you talk about missing the naval ball and how you gonna miss it again in too many hours of EMI. Can you elaborate on that a little bit for us and kind of tell us how that went?
The audience been waiting. They've been waiting.
Oh, we gonna get right into it, huh?
Oh, we coming in. We going in here first.
Listen, that's the only way to do it. So, I mean, since we reaching back there, we can go back there. Y'all know how it is with me. So, you know, they gave us EMI 2 hours at a time, EMI Tuesdays and Thursdays. And for those that are actually tuning into the broadcast that are not alumni of Cleveland NJROTC, what EMI was extra military instruction. So it would be like the equivalent of you guys getting detention, okay, and getting held after school. Only ours was a lot more rigorous, because when we had extra military instruction, what that meant was you would start out having to do PT or physical training. And then you'd actually have to do close order drill. And then you'd actually have to go around the school and shine all the brass in the school, like all the handrails, you know, and I guess like at the landings of where the stairwells are, you know, you had to polish like the end caps of those. All that stuff is brass. You got to walk around the school. You got to shine all of that brass, okay? And it was for 2 hours, okay? So usually when you have an infraction and you get in trouble, get to class late after a certain amount of times, you know, they can give you EMI. Any kind of disciplinary infraction you think about, you know, especially since it's a military school, and the purpose is to cultivate discipline in the body life of the student, in the student body, okay? So one of the ways they cultivate that discipline is through extra military instruction. Well, by the time I got to my end of my sophomore or junior year, they stopped giving me EMI in 2 hour increments. And so first, by the end of my sophomore year, start being in 4 hour increments. Getting to my junior year, started being in 6 hour increments. You know, by the end of my junior year, I was getting EMI in 8 hour increments. That means for every infraction and every time I got in trouble, that means I would have to stay after school a Tuesday or Thursday, right? So that's my 8 hours right there. So that's essentially 2 weeks of EMI for every infraction.
You just accumulate hours.
Like, and I don't even recall you being that bad.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, compared to most, I wouldn't have considered myself that bad. But, you know, I guess when you're a repeat offender, you know what I mean? I guess it's like the 3 strikes rule. You know what I mean? They're going to give you the long stretch. So they would give me the long stretch.
You were like the
they figured I wasn't learning my lesson. Say again?
You were like the FEDAC of EMI. You know, he put everybody out. Get out.
Get out. Get out of my class. You're on report. So since we're talking about Mr. FEDAC, a lot of my hours actually came from being in his class. Get out of my class. And of course, when you leave, you got to go report. Taylor, here's 8 more hours for you. You know what I mean? So a lot of them came from Mr. FEDAC. So by the time we got to junior year, I guess the ball junior year, because so our sophomore year was the first year we was back over there in the castle. I did get to go to the ball that year. My junior year, I had too many accumulated hours unfulfilled, and senior year, I had too many accumulated hours unfulfilled, so I could not go to Naval Ball either one of those years. And quiet as it's kept, and the part I didn't mention is I had so many accumulated hours that they wasn't gonna let me graduate. Yeah. And ultimately what they decided, since, you know, Cleveland is only a 4-year school, you know, you can't come back and make up, you know, so they just said, just get him on up out of here. But it was a big deal at that time. They was actually trying to think about, like, he's got all these unfulfilled hours of EMI. Technically, he should not be able to graduate. But I can't remember who
must have been doing
some
stuff subliminally or something.
Yeah. It was rough back then.
We don't recall you like getting in trouble. Like when you was telling the story, it was kind of shocking, man, because we was like I don't recall all that with Kyle.
If you would have said like Moody, Antoine White, Cuz, any of those, it would make sense. But I don't recall.
Hey, Tim Draper.
Well, I mean, since we talking about it, all them jokers shared a lot of Tuesdays and Thursdays with me too. Now, let's not get it twisted. We was all shining a lot of brands together back then. but the thing is, with me was like, it's so full transparency. The thing that they got me on a lot was what I also had was probably more days missed and skipped school than anybody else. I mean, because some days, we was on the same bus, and I'm gonna tell you, some days I would walk in that front door, Pac-Man be there, I get Pac-Man, adapt, and I would stand in that hall and decide whether or not I even wanted to be there that day. And some days I would literally turn around and walk right back out the front door, and then I go catch the city bus. Yep, I just don't feel like being here today.
That's what I wanted to know. What was your mindset? What was it that made you feel like I don't want to be here today? What was it personal? Was it the school itself? Like, what was it?
So some of it was, I mean, I guess by the time we kind of got into our junior year, it wasn't so much the school. But the reality is I didn't want to get took out of Soldan. My mama made me go, because I was kind of not doing right. I'm going to say I was not doing right when I was going to Soldan. And my mother had put me on the list, like back when I was in junior high, to actually go to Cleveland. And it just so happened that when things was ramping up in Soldan, when I was really starting to kind of go a direction that I didn't need to be going in, it just happened that, the opening came up, my name came up in that lottery or whatever it was. And you know how that worked. Like once you get one sibling in, your other siblings get in. So of course, Galen didn't have to get put on the waiting list. He was able to come in immediately after me. So in the beginning, my sophomore year is because I didn't want to be there. And I was thinking about ways like, what can I do to actually get put out to be able to go back, to Soldan? Because Soldan was right across the street, you know what I mean? And that's on the west side where I'm at.
So you was trying to get up out of Cleveland.
I wanted to be in my neighborhood, you know what I mean? I wanted to be over there with people from my block. So, but nah, my mama said that was not going the direction that I needed to be going, and she was right. So looking back on it in hindsight, it was one of the best decisions she ever made, because a lot of them cats, you already know how these stories go. A lot of them cats wound up dead, shot up, you know what I mean? And the ones that wasn't was locked up. So yeah, she knew what she was doing. I wasn't in agreement with that back then. And then after that, it was just those two functions, being in you got violence all around you in your neighborhood. And we was on Cabney, and you got to think this was when Cabney Courts was all the way live, and we stayed in the 5300 block down the street from Cabney, right down the street from the courts. So it was all of that stuff going on where we were in the neighborhood, but it was also, and that's the part that probably wasn't known as much, me and Galen grew up in a very violent home. I mean, we had a stepfather who was, what they used to call back then a mean actor. And I was dealing with a lot of things that kind of made school less of a priority for me. Right. So when I would run away, what I would literally do is, my best friends was going to school out in U City. I mean, I couldn't go hang out at Soldan because they would recognize me and know I ain't supposed to be there no more. So my partners, though, that I grew up with, they was going to U City. And so I would catch the bus out there. I would go hang out. I would have my little change of clothes in my bag. I would change my clothes, and I'd be hanging out at U City. So
let me say this, man, because I know I can go all night with this conversation. So full circle, when I'm thinking who you are today and kind of just a little bit of what you share with us, God had a purpose for your life, because now that I'm looking, like, look at you. You had hours and hours of EMI that you didn't finish. Mm-hmm. Oh, I think we lost them. Did we lose them?
No, I'm still here. You still got me?
Okay.
Yeah. I don't see his face. You had hours and hours of EMI. You didn't get a chance to finish at the school that you wanted to, dealing with things at home. And then you still decided to join the military. And then became a chaplain, a husband, Tell us about your decision making. Did Cleveland impact your decisions, and how do we get here today from 1992 to here?
So that's a really good question. So I mean, y'all probably do remember this part. Like I wasn't, I was a horrible student, So
I don't remember that part.
When I say a horrible student, I mean, like I think, listen, between junior year going into senior year, I had a 1.5.
I remember you saying that.
I had a 1.5 going from junior year into senior year. Now, I don't know if y'all remember, but towards the end of our junior year, we wound up having an assembly. And I don't know who the dude is they brought in to speak, but it was like one of them kind of, y'all gonna be the leaders of the school next year kind of thing. And we was in the back, like, we was all sitting in the back. And, some of us back there was like shooting dice in the back. I won't say whether or not I was participating in that, but I was in the back. So we was all the way in the back of the auditorium though. And this dude is up on stage and he talking. There was a moment in his speech, I don't remember nothing he said. I don't remember nothing he was talking about, but it was that kind of get ready to be leaders kind of stuff. And I remember looking at him up there on that stage though, and as sure as you hear my voice, I hadn't had the Lord speak to me in my life up until that point. I wasn't in the church and saved. I mean, I grew up going to church, but I wasn't in the church at that time. But I remember the Lord distinctly saying to me as I looked at that man up there on that stage, I'm going to use you like this to speak into the lives of people one day. And as sure as, as fast as that thought came, it like walked across my mind and kept on going. So at first I was kind of like had to shake that thought loose because that hadn't happened before. And it sounded like my own voice inside my head, but I was thinking like, why would I be telling myself this? So I don't have no desire to be up doing what this man is doing. So the thought kind of entered and it exited. Now, Laticha, you won't remember this part, but our freshman year when we got down to, and I was the first in the family to go to college. So let me back up a little bit from there. Because I had a 1.5, so the way that I wound up getting to Southwest Missouri State was and Dwayne would remember, we went down one summer when they had came down early for summer ball. So my partner I was talking about, my best friend Russ, when I grew up, his sister was dating Nato, Anthony Pegues, who was the running back he graduated out of Brentwood.
Yeah,
he was running back down there. Right. So we took his older sister Kel down there to see Nato when they was down there getting ready for, like they summer ball or whatever. And just driving from St. Louis down to Springfield and just, kind of you seeing people, they in summer classes and stuff at this time, but they like laying out in the grass and like playing hacky sack and people looking like real chill and peaceful. And that's like, that's so far removed and foreign from where we came from. You know what I mean? I just remember a feeling there of like not feeling anxious and feeling like I got to look over my shoulder kind of thing. And it had much less to do with the school, right? It wasn't so much about the school. It was about that feeling like, man, if I could feel like this every day, just like not having to worry, you know what I mean, about what might be around the corner, you know what I mean? You can't cross this block or just...
You felt safe.
Exactly. So I remember thinking, I'm chasing this feeling. I want to be able to feel like this every day. So what happened is, senior year, I did buckle down. And I worked really hard and pulled my grades up from a 1.5 to a 1.8.
You're on your way.
About this now, but it took a lot of work to even move the needle that much. But I ain't never been a dummy. I scored pretty well on my ACTs, and so with my ACTs, what I did is I wrote a letter to the Dean of Admissions at Southwest Missouri State, and what I just shared with you all, I shared with them in that letter. I come from a place, you know what I mean, where I've lost a lot of friends to gun violence and others to incarceration. I feel like the walls are closing in on me. I came to your school and realized that there's an opportunity for me to have a different kind of life. And I think that I can make that happen here if you take a chance on me. And that was the letter. And so lo and behold, what happened is they, with a 1.8, a pretty decent ACT, and that letter, I got an acceptance letter. Congratulations, Mr. Taylor, you've been enrolled into. But what they did is they brought me in under probationary status, right? They said I had to maintain a certain number of credit hours and a certain GPA my freshman year in order to be enrolled into full student status. And of course, like I mentioned before, just not having we don't, when we grow up, you don't realize how much of your bandwidth is taken up just trying to survive where we from. You know what I mean? Like because of the house we lived in and because of the community we lived in, just all these intrusive and disruptive thoughts that make it very difficult for you to focus on classwork being important. That stuff is not a priority when you're just trying to survive. You know what I mean? Day to day. So I don't know if you remember, Dink, you might remember, like we was cool with Nikiste, and I remember how bad I was impacted by, you know, when he got found in that dumpster, and his mama was asking around about him. You know what I mean, looking for him. And so this was one of our classmates. For everybody that, you know, that's wondering what I'm talking about, we had a classmate named, I cannot remember Nikiste's last name though, but he rode our bus. He stayed over there on the west side too. He lived around the corner from us.
Him.
And what happened is he got robbed and killed. And they threw his body in a dumpster. And I remember being impacted by that to the point that, you know, when I said I feel like the walls are closing in on me, that was the one right there that really made me feel like, you know, who am I? You know what I mean? Special, that, you know, the same fate won't be found, you know what I mean, to come visit me one day. You know what I mean? Nikiste's life had as much value as mine did. So that's what I meant by the walls are closing. And I felt like my days was numbered as long as I was there. Like it was just a matter of time before it came and found me. So, but when I went to college and didn't have to worry about that stuff no more, and I could just focus on my books. Man, I found brains I never knew I had. You know.
So wait a minute, you say focus on your books in college. Is that where you met your wife?
Yeah. I met but she transferred down there. She transferred down there much later. So she transferred like after I had my conversion experience, which I guess I have to jump ahead to. And Laticha, I don't know if you remember, but I went through a thing when you left.
Really?
I did. I did. Yeah, because you was a reach back to home. You know what I'm saying? And I would come, I don't know if you remember this, but I used to come hang out in your room with you over in Wells. So
I do.
me and Laticha got closer our freshman year of college when she was there. Then like probably the whole 4 years we had been, you know, because there was that commonality. Commonality then. So I used to enjoy coming to hang out and just kick it with you and talk to you in your room over there in Wells. So I was hurt when you left. You know what I mean?
I think what you didn't know is I was actually involved. I kept going home. I was homesick. And I kept going home every weekend. And the last time I was involved in a rollover accident.
I do remember the accident.
And what you don't know is but God, I should have been dead. I never felt the impact. I literally could feel like my head was coming off my neck, but God. Because I could feel the pressure of feeling like my head was about to come off my neck. And my dad was like, baby, just come home for a little while. And that's when I ended up staying home going to school because I was homesick. That was a change, you know, to come. I'm raised on the north side, and it was like maybe one or two of us in a classroom. That was like a culture shock for me, and it wasn't comfortable for me. Right.
But yeah, I can understand that. So that part I can understand. I guess since we moved to the city when I was in junior high. So before that, we grew up out in Richmond Heights area. So me and my brother was a little more used to navigating in that space. You know what I mean? So that part of the transition wasn't as hard, even as radical as I guess I was back then. That part of the transition wasn't quite as hard. But I'm glad you shared that perspective with me because that makes a lot of sense and I can actually understand that. But to fast forward, yes, Dina wound up, my wife transferred down there in 1998. Now, of course, I should have been graduated by then, but what happened is I had my conversion experience right before I was supposed to graduate in 1996. So 1996 is when I gave my life to the Lord and when my whole life changed. And a part of that change meant that I also changed my major. And since I changed my major, that basically caused me to have to be in school a little longer because it was almost like starting over to a point. And while I was in what I called my bonus years down there at Southwest Missouri State, my wife transferred down there from Flo Valley in the fall of 1998. And I met her in church. And as the Lord would have it, of course, She was originally supposed to come to Southwest Missouri State when she graduated as well. But my father-in-law, when he found out that the Klan was still marching in Springfield, and my father-in-law from Tupelo, Mississippi, he like, oh no, you ain't going there. So he sent her over to SIU Edwardsville at first. Okay. But then she eventually did transfer down to Southwest Missouri State. And bottom line is, had she come when she was supposed to come, with all the foolishness I was into, she wouldn't have had nothing to do with me. It would have never got off the ground. But when she actually came,
I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a question, man. Not to ask you a question, but man, you have a total of what? 5 kids? 5 kids?
Yeah, we got 5
so you
kids.
Got 4 girls.
If I can show you the picture on the wall.
Yeah, so your first 4 kids was girls, correct?
Oh, for sure.
And then you finally had that boy.
For sure.
Hey, man, real quick, tell us about that, man. You had all girls, like, man, another girl. Like, Lord, am I ever gonna get that boy?
He didn't give up.
Listen, man, like what you hear me telling you, the whole story, what I hope everybody picks up on is this theme of persistence. Like that young man was gonna get what he was going after.
Yeah.
So that's the story. And the same thing holds true, of course, with my son. So when my wife and I graduated, I was serving in a local church there called Faith Tabernacle. And I was actually working, like, when I graduated, before I graduated from Southwest Missouri State, and I started seminary there at Assemblies of God Theological Seminary. So we stayed down there after we got married. I was serving in that local church. Okay. So we had our oldest daughter while we were still living in Springfield. This was 2003. I commissioned and came into the chaplain corps in 2000. Well, I commissioned in 2002 while I was still in seminary, but I had to wait until I graduated, of course, to come on active duty and go through chaplain officer basic training in 2004. But while we were there in Springfield, and my wife actually was pregnant with our firstborn daughter, I remember sitting in the library one day, and again, like that same voice that had told me I'm gonna use you to speak into the lives of people like this one day, I heard the Lord tell me I was gonna have a son.
You sound like Abraham. You sound like Abraham.
The Lord tell me I was gonna have a. Say again.
You sounded like Abraham.
Yeah, he told me I was gonna have a son. Now,
wow.
I thought that meant right away. I thought that meant the one in the womb was getting ready to be a boy. Nah, that wasn't. That wasn't his plan. So my first born baby girl, who, a matter of fact, getting ready to graduate in a couple of weeks or finish school down in at Texas A&M. Yeah, she's down at Texas A&M right now. So she'll be finishing up in just a bit, and we'll fly back home to be able to go to her graduation just for a little bit. And then, of course, we got to come back. Right. So our oldest baby girl was born in Springfield, and we lived there for 6 months before I graduated, and then came into the Army, where our first duty station was in Columbia, South Carolina. Our second baby girl was born in Korea, okay? In South Korea, when we were stationed over there in 2008. Our third baby girl was born in St. Louis, actually, because I was stationed down in Fort Leonard Wood, and my wife's, her prenatal care and all of that was being provided in St. Louis. So my third born was born in St. Louis. Our fourth born daughter was born in Tennessee when I was stationed at Fort Campbell, which is on the Tennessee-Kentucky border. My son was born when we got to Texas, okay? So I have a deep love in my heart for Texas, because I think it took me breathing that Texas air and drinking that Texas water to wake up my Y chromosome or something. And so I got a special place in my heart for Texas, because I'm convinced that that's what allowed my baby boy to be produced. It's something in that air, and something in that water.
It was something about that water, that living water.
About that water in Texas.
Well, Kyle,
so check this out, Kyle. Go ahead, Tish.
Listen, I can go all night with this. We got to get ready to bring our next guest on. I know it's 1:30 in the morning for you. Just thank you. Like, I can't wait till you come home, because I would like to just sit down with you more, just have more of this conversation, because I know we can't get everything out. We ain't seen each other in years, and 30 minutes ain't gonna be enough. So whenever you touch down, make sure you let us know so we can put something together so we all can just get together. But man, thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your sacrifice tonight to be with us and praying for you all safety. And I love you, man.
Hey, I love y'all too. Again, thank y'all for this opportunity to jump on y'all's podcast. Again, I'm appreciating what y'all doing. And I'm behind it. Again, with my whole heart, I wish I could be there on September 12th to celebrate with the whole class. But hopefully, again, we plan something for our 35th coming up, in 2027. So if y'all got something on the calendar for that, I'll be back home summer of 2027. And I'd love to jump into that.
Okay.
Check this out real quick. And let me tell you something, man. Like God he just laid this on me, man. Like just I'm talking about right now, right?
For sure.
So there's something that's going to happen that night of the Naval Ball where we're not releasing that information until it happens. But man, it's just like I know you can't physically be there, but man, something just came over me saying like it's gonna be broadcast where you can get on and like man do do the prayer like the prayer for the Naval Ball.
Oh man,
like it's gonna be, and we'll talk. Listen, I ain't gonna get a secret away.
Yeah,
but you'll be able to see it. And I was just like, man, because it's gonna be live. Like, can Kyle give the, you know what I'm saying?
The invocation.
Like so, but we'll talk more about that. We'll talk more about that.
For sure.
Man, we love you, Cal.
I appreciate that consideration.
No, thank you.
No doubt about it, man. Cal, thank you so much, man, for coming on, man. We appreciate you, man.
Hey, God bless y'all and the great work y'all doing. For all our classmates that's tapped in, get behind this great content they're putting out there and show your support. Plan to be there September 12th, especially for those of us that can't be there. Come out and show your love and your support for the castle.
Thank you, our brother.
All right. Y'all have a good one now.
All right, go get some rest.
I'm going to try.
All righty.
All right, God bless.
Let me close. All right, let me close. Kyle Loud.
Oh, man, I'm super emotional. Okay. I get emotional. I'm in my feelings. I'm in my feelings,
and we're about to we're about to keep this thing rolling. Because guess what? We got
Andre, Joe.
We got a legend. We about to bring on the show. Hey, let me tell you all something. Hey,
he ain't on this
all week. I've been waiting on this all week. I'm about to bring him on. First of all, let me give him the proper introduction. James Winfrey III, a proud graduate of Cleveland NJROTC, 1986, was a regimental commander his senior year. Currently resides in California. Pastor at Morton Temple, AME Zion Church in Compton. Does a lot of things with nonprofit organizations, and like we're gonna let him explain more about what he does. But like, let me tell y'all something. Like, hey, I've been waiting on this one. So we about to, without further ado, we about to bring on James Winfrey III, class 86 in the building.
Hey.
What's up, y'all?
There.
Now look at here. I'm still in the dust trails of Kyle, man. That was a fantastic interview. Oh my gosh. I was ready to sit back for another 30 minutes. I'm sorry.
Man.
I could have sacrificed. I was like, this guy, man, he's amazing. He's amazing.
And I'm telling you, he has some man, Kyle has some interesting stories that like, that we really just not finding out about. Like, we didn't know all this happened when he was in school and with the GPA and almost didn't graduate. And like, man, so like the thing about it is like you, man, and that's what I like about this, our platform, man. Like, you find out things about people, man, that, man, you just like, it'll just wow you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got stories. We all got stories, everybody. Yeah.
Man, let me tell you. So go ahead,
Tish. Hold on. First of all, I feel like saying Pastor Winfrey because I'm gonna respect. I
just got in the dough and I see I'm gonna keep on pushing. Yeah.
But listen, I told Dink I was just in the bathroom running water, and all of a sudden God just put it on me. I said, "Wait a minute."
Yeah.
It was just minutes before we went on. I'm like,
yeah.
We got two pastors.
Two preachers. Man, me and that guy got a lot in common. We got a lot in common. I mean, I got 5 kids. He got 5 kids. I mean, it's just like everything. Like, bam, bam. Yeah.
It was not planned.
Y'all know that.
It was not planned.
That's it.
But God always got one.
It's funny how things work out.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Man, let me tell you something. I want to get down to it, man. Like, I first want to start with, man, just taking it back to Kennard. Like, where things everything, the 80s. You know what I'm saying? He's James Winfrey, the third class of 86.
Man.
Things started at Kennard. Tell us about that journey, man.
Absolutely. Look, Kennard was before, obviously before there was a Cleveland, there was Kennard. That's all we knew. Kennard was what we lived, we breathed. And when I got there, around about like 82 or so, I was a freshman. It had started the year before, and there were just freshmen and sophomores at the school the year before. So when I came aboard, my class of 86, was the first Charlie company that we ever had. Come on, somebody. The first Charlie company. So we were literally birthing the firsts of things, right?
Okay.
And our first cadet commander, back then we only had battalions because we were so small. So the first battalion commander was a guy by the name of Raymond Burkemper. Raymond Burkemper. And he was just this amazing cat. And he would have been the only person in that role for 2 years in a row, because he led us his sophomore year. His sophomore year and junior year. And then he moved on. And it was a small school. We were super tight. And, all of the original ANSIs, Chief Bradley, Chief Toole, all the old names that you hear.
Originals, man.
Yeah, the ones that bridge us all the way back, like my girl, Betty Gabrishik, okay? That was the original.
Oh, Betty. Here come Betty.
OG.
Yeah, she came up in there. And so it was a really small, it was originally a grade school building. And we soon outgrew it. And then they gave us Cleveland, and we heard about it. We moved. And man, that's how it all started. And so we went through this period of lamenting Kennard. It became a thing like, oh, you wasn't from Kennard. It came kind of like how we became tribal, right?
Yeah,
it was like,
yeah.
But that maybe lasted a year. After that, we just started hugging all over Cleveland. We went from the Kennard Cougars. Hello, somebody. I don't know if this is a fun fact. Kennard Cougars.
Kennard Cougars.
I mean, complete with the class rings. The first class had Cougars, okay? To the Cleveland Commanders, okay? So, yeah, man.
Cougars.
Definitely a transition. Cougars, yeah.
See, this is the history, we get the history lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
so
I would have never known that.
Stuff. Yeah.
So at Kennard, you talked about having the first Charlie company. So was Kennard like a mixed school, or was it totally like?
Totally. First ever in the nation to have a full-time all-school NJROTC program. And back then, everybody in St. Louis said, they didn't say we say Cleveland NJROTC. Back then, everybody said, you go to ROTC. That was like ROTC was like the short version, right? And they didn't put the Kennard in there, but we did, right? Everything Kennard. So, and they really built it up nice because, and I don't know if they did this I can't remember if we did it to Cleveland. I think we did, but when I was a freshman, I remember the most impressive part about that building was that the hallway, at the end of the hallway was a big sign. It was on the wall, some glass. It said, "Leadership is self-discipline, self-control, self-esteem." It was on the wall. And there was a captain's mast, big old ship. And I always wanted to go play with it, but if you play with it, you got in trouble, right? So, but that was right outside the NSI's office. Commander Land was his name, and it just was like very military. That's where your guard squad was, And we had every morning we had somebody go out and play, reveille in the morning. This guy named Keith Porter from the first graduating class in 1984. So it was real tight, real strict. Then we got a little lax when we got to Cleveland.
Really?
Oh yeah, look, a bit more, not much, but a little bit more because it was bigger. We could hide. Hello.
Oh, okay. Now you got a point. So graduating class of 86, starting at Kennard, and from the beginning. Yeah. And then you had the experience of completing this program. How do you think that program shaped you into the man that you are today?
So much. So much. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't a big sports guy.
Okay.
Just like I've heard other guests talk about how like mama signed you up. You know, I was slated to go to Vashon, and all my friends went to Vashon, and mom and them went to Sumner. I wanted to go to Sumner because my grandma went to Sumner. What?
Hey, everybody did.
Yeah, everybody went to Sumner. So, but I got in the raffle, and some kind of way I ended up going. And I had a father who had been in the Marine Corps, and you know, he kind of was like, I don't know if you can make it, because I was kind of a wild child, you know. Not in a bad way, but I was just different. I was eccentric, you know, and he was like, I don't know if you're going to be able to make that. But I got it, and it was like I found the thing, right? I found the thing. And so instead of geeking out over sports, which, you know, I wish I had done more of, I geeked out really on all things military. I really did. And so I didn't even know I had leadership qualities, but my freshman year, I became a platoon commander. Back then, your freshman year, if you're a platoon commander, you're a chief petty officer. My sophomore year, I ended up being a platoon commander again as a cadet lieutenant. My junior year, I pushed a squad of platoons in for the Delta Company as a junior, which was our first Delta Company that we ever had.
So can I pause you for a second?
Yes.
So just listening to you, even to listen to your father speak and say that he didn't feel like you had that to make it in, you know, a certain area. And here you said that you had this leadership that you didn't know that you had.
Didn't know I had it.
You end up being the regimental commander.
Yeah. Ain't that crazy?
Was that scary? Was that scary for you to know, like, you didn't know you had this type of leadership in you, but then to take on the highest position in the school? What was that like? Yeah. To get your peers to respect you?
Crazy. Because they remember Winfrey running up and down the hallway. Listen, we talking about Anita Baker. We talking about, and look, I'm still to this day a super Prince fan. So like back then, Purple Rain, we talking Color Purple. So that was during that time, right? Color Purple could just come out. Yeah. And me and my friend John Enlow and my best friend to this day, David Conley, we would hold concerts in the officers' mess.
Is that Larry Conley's brother?
Yes. That's his little brother. Yes.
I work with Larry. You know, I'm a retired first responder.
That's Uncle Larry. David Martin Conley, my best friend in these entire planets of the entire world. I wish he was on here now. Hopefully he's listening. I sent him the information. Listen, we used to cut up. Me, him, and a guy named John Enlow used to cut up. So even though I was a leader in different ways, right? Still, I didn't know that I could be the leader that I could be. So by my junior year, I was afraid. And my daddy started kind of looking up and looking and seeing, okay, he's doing this thing. I would do just enough to not get caught. Right. So if there was a dance, I was a dancing machine. Me and Miss Angelique Levenberry, we used to just I can't even say some of the songs. I got my collar on. Hello. Don't let it come on, because we're going to be on that dance floor. Okay. But,
we're going to play it on September the 12th.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you the song in private.
And take your collar off.
I'm gonna take the collar off. I'm telling you, but the Lord knows what's in my heart. But that's
right.
But it really transformed me, because I really understood self-discipline, self-control, and self-esteem at a very deep level that it helped me. And I would tell you this: I now work for a nonprofit. We help people who are justice involved find jobs. And we have something called the Big Seven. And these are a list of values that we have that we share with people to make them employable. And I created those 7 concepts. And the last 3 of those concepts are self-discipline, self-control, and self-esteem. So that's how impactful. Now, these people we got mugs and shirts. They don't know where it came from, right? But that's how NJROTC Academy literally continues to live in the work that I do. Because those things are baseline qualities that every employer will want to have.
That's right.
Yeah. So
that's right.
It's still with me to this day.
You know the thing about Cleveland and Kenora, some of the things that you mentioned, those lessons, man, that discipline and the things that they instilled in us, during those 4 years, they literally instilled it in us, for life.
Yes, they did.
We carry those, man, we carry it with us every day. And I tell people all the time, going to attending Cleveland has helped me get some jobs. I'm talking about great jobs, just off the fact that I went to a military high school and I went to Pruitt military middle school. But I told Laticha that my first my first coaching job, when I went in, I did my interview, there was probably about 7 to 8 people around the table, and one of the people that was interviewing me, she was my teacher.
Okay.
NJROTC. So
wow,
it was over then. It was over then. I mean, they was asking me questions. We got done with the interview. She looked at me, winked her eye. Right. I was like, man. I'm like, I think I got it. Got done. Make a long story short, she like, look, your background, I already know what you about, DeAndre.
Right.
You come from good stock. I was there when you was a student. And there it was, man. So it's like, man, it's just, man, you just carry it with you for life.
I got a question for you, James.
Sure.
So, of course, you were gone before we got there. We came on.
I hate that.
I know. And so being in the beginning of the program and, not even being at the school at the same time that DeAndre and I were there, you still purchased your tickets to come to the Naval Ball. When you heard about the Naval Ball, what made you say, you know what, all the way from California, I'm purchasing these tickets and I'm getting there in September. Yeah. What was it that made you say, I want to be a part of this?
This is my 40th year. It's been 40 years. June the 7th will be 40 years for class of 86, which I cannot believe.
Wow.
And there have been so many efforts to get us together over the years. Shout out to Gary, because
shout out to Gary. Yep.
You got to give him that love, man. He has done amazing things. Everybody has built on top of everybody else. And let me tell you, I missed so much of that. So many of those times, opportunities. And I said, you know what? I just got to name it and claim it. And I don't name it and claim it a lot, but I'm going to name and claim this one because a lot of efforts being done, a lot of passion. And tomorrow's not promised. Tomorrow's not promised. And so I pray that if the Lord is willing and the creeks don't rise, hello. And the gas prices don't rise too much, more. Then, I'm gonna be there with my dancing shoes on. I might not dance for about 5 minutes, but I'm gonna be there. And it's a special time. The glue that holds us together. I might not have met y'all. My last class that I knew was I called her Nikki, Nicole's class. I was a senior, she was a freshman. Okay. And so she knows people on both sides. So as we pass the torch, there's always folk that don't know some folk.
That's right.
But there's some folk that know some folk.
That's right.
So we are in an unbroken line and chain where we can all talk about EMI. We can all talk about, I might not know some naval science instructors, but you know them. And that same spirit is there. So I think it's special and we all need to be there. We all need to be there. Yeah.
You know what? Well, James, man, the thing I tell like all the alumni, like everybody has done different things. We've had different, class reunions, this and that.
Right.
But it's one thing that we all can relate to and connect with. And that was the Naval Ball.
That's
you know what I'm saying? And it didn't matter if you was a freshman or sophomore.
That's right.
It didn't matter what grade. You could attend the Naval Ball.
That's
you know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a great time, man. Like Laticha and I and some of the other people that's on board with us, man. Like, I mean, the efforts behind it, man. Things are just going so smooth, man. It's just effortless, and man, it's gonna be exciting, man. It's going to be. It's going to be something that everybody you coming in from out of town and seeing your classmates. You ain't seen in 30
or 40 years.
I'm excited to hug and love on the ones I've never met before. Like I just feel I feel like we were like, imagine being in a group home, being put up for adoption, and then being reunited with your siblings. That's how I feel,
That's it.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful.
Like I met through the like doing the podcast, the StreamYard. I got in contact with Guy Benson.
Yeah.
Developed a relationship with him.
Something like that. Yeah.
I think he was 86. I thought he was 86.
Oh, he might be 86 with me. He might be.
Yeah, I thought he was 86. So we developed a relationship, man. He has helped us out tremendously.
Yes, he has.
With the podcast, man, getting us on with the StreamYard, this and that. And he's gonna be coming from Hawaii.
Yeah.
No,
he's coming from Hawaii. So the thing about it is, man, it's a time to reunite, man, and celebrate our legacy because you know, look at our school, man. We did a video the other day, man, just kind of showed, you know, what our school look like now, man. And like
the drone that took that. I mean, that was amazing.
It was different camera shots.
Camera shots, okay. But I remember them spots. I remember. That's why I used to hide at. I just knew. That's the fire room. I just watched it over and over again. I was like, I couldn't believe it. Yeah, it was like a ghost story.
Yeah, man.
Like, really
let me tell you something, James. Like, if you thought there was something, man, y'all don't have a clue what's gonna happen on September the 12th, man. Let me tell you something. It's going to be. It's going to be
remember.
A night to remember. It's going to be exciting. It's going to take you back. It's going to be emotional. It's going to be some surprises. And like I'm telling you, man, it's the hardest thing for me and Laticha and the rest of the crew, man, is to keep keep everything tight, man, because it's going to be a night to remember, man. And
I already know it's going to be one. I know it's going to be one because when I seen that masterclass comedy production that y'all did, I said, "Oh heck no!" I was cracking up. Y'all had me dying because I could relate to all of it. I could relate. I said, "Their heart is in this." I know that's going to be a wonderful occasion. I know that's going to be amazing. Because that was
did you enjoy it, man? Did you enjoy it,
man? Look, I was like, "Oh my gosh." I said, and I was look, I was looking at everybody's uniform. I went right into military. I went right into regimental commander mode. I was checking out all of that, like where everything was wrong and right. I'm like, but before y'all even like acknowledged it, I was all like, "Oh no, oh my God." I was offended. You know, I was offended because that's how I used to be. I was a mess when I was regimental commander. I was loved and hated. Trust and believe.
You know what? You probably was trying to be something else, but I can tell you probably was a handful, a comedian too, trying to be no straight face and mess with people at the same time.
Absolutely. We would in one moment have an inspection, checking for the guidelines and make sure, you know how we didn't want nobody stepping on nobody's shoes, and we had to look right for the inspections and stuff. Gig line straight. Now we would be straight popping and locking. As soon as Betty Gabrishak walked away and that bell rang, we chasing freshmen down the hall.
Oh my goodness.
We hunting for sophomores, y'all. So that's the thing to remember. It was a military school, but we were still kids. kids.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's I'm gonna tell you, man, it's you know, we just excited about it, man. We're excited to just, man, to bring everybody together, man. Like we've been talking to so many people. I mean, from class of 84, 85, and 2000, 2010. Like, and man, it's going to be like Laticha gave me the song to one of the videos we did. It's going to be the OJ's family reunion, man. It really is. And guess what? The honorees for the
it's gonna be out the chain.
I'm gonna be like, what? Like, are you serious?
Y'all better dig somebody right on up. I'm telling you, y'all better. I'm telling you.
Hey, man,
I know y'all did. I already know it. I already know it.
So we need, and for everybody that's still watching, because we getting towards the end of our show, we want to thank Pastor James Winfrey for coming on tonight in his outfit. You know, we just want to thank you for coming on. Please, guys, keep encouraging somebody to come. Somebody, I don't know, whatever their reason may be, just try to encourage. We might have somebody who has a extreme, difficult situation while they
let them know, y'all. Let
us know. Speak up. You know, get in our DM and let us know. You know, not just because you don't want to pay it. You know what I'm saying? If it's an extreme situation, you know, we don't want anybody left behind. We want this to be a family event. We want everybody to come together. And Pastor James, can you kind of take us out a little bit before you go and give some word to our alumni and tell them why it's important? Just kind of give us a little bit on your way out.
Look at here, y'all. This is something you do not want to miss. You do not want to miss because, again, tomorrow is not promised. And listen, I want to laugh with you. We want to laugh with one another, see each other, be inspired by this special group. And dare I say, we're a group that is anointed in a kind of way because we don't have a school anymore. It's just us.
Nope.
And so
that's us.
I think it's a new beginning. There's something and a purpose that we're going to have even beyond the ball. And we want to all be a part of it. So please buy your ticket, y'all, because we own something. We fire and we need y'all. Shout out 80s classes. Come on now. Them 90s is tearing us up. Come on.
But guess what, James? Let me tell you something. You are a they was like the little video we did with the race.
I saw that. I was like, oh, I love it.
The 80s, man, y'all done made a push.
Y'all made a little splash.
And it ain't that many of us. So
let me tell you, man. Man, y'all done made it. And it's I think the next week is gonna be a different race.
We'll see.
We're excited, man. I'm excited, man, to meet everybody, man. People that like I said, it's just so broad, man. Cleveland's just it's huge, man. It's just to be able to meet new people, meet our alumni. Yeah. Like, man, I'm excited about it, man. I can't wait to see you all.
Absolutely. Just one last shout out. I can't end this without saying a hello
man, you got
to my big brother. He's known as Cat Dog. He was the original DJ. I know we got DJ Cat, but we had one called Cat Dog, and he was the second battalion commander, class of 85, and his name is Keith Hart. So Keith Hart, I love you, big bro. He's also my Masonic brother. So, but just had to shout him out because without him, I wouldn't have made it to regimental commander. So give him a shout out. Yeah,
shout out to Keith, man. We definitely and actually when we get at the beginning stages of this, he was one of the first people I reached out to, and he gave us a lot of points because he's an event planner. And like I told him, man, I said, man, we want you all to be a part of it, man. And like I said, I just can't, because we're gonna have a little special little section for the classes that paved the way, So
make sure y'all have that ramp so we can roll us in there. Get that ramp.
See, he should have been on the skit.
If I had been in St. Louis, and I'm gonna promise you this, I'm gonna do a skit. I'm telling y'all right now. I'm gonna send it to y'all. Y'all can put it on if y'all want to.
Well, thank you.
Shout out to Shauna Jackson. Absolutely. I think she said class of 88.
That's my cousin.
Shout out to you.
That's my cousin.
Okay. That's what's up.
Listen, she kind of like my cousin too.
Really?
And we both Matthew Dickies.
Yeah.
Okay.
One side.
That's right.
That's it.
Well, we want to thank you, James, for joining us tonight. Yeah. Appreciate you. Can't wait to see you September 12th so we can enjoy one another.
Bless y'all. Real good, okay?
Thank you so much, my brother. Give it up for James Winfrey III.
Yes, sir.
Class of 86, the founders, y'all. We appreciate you, man.
Always.
Bless y'all.
All right, have a good one.
You too. Peace.
That was a good one tonight. I don't know about y'all viewers, but I'm trying to keep it cool because my heart is like overwhelmed with joy tonight. Like, I'm trying to bring it down.
Oh, let me get us some tissue.
Don't start. I'm serious. Like, listen, and I think this is gonna be my little end before we listen, guys. Before you know where you come from.
Before you do that, let's talk real quick. Talk about the guest for next week.
Sure, guys.
I'll let you start, and I'll.
What you want me to do? You give it. You go ahead. You just give it to him. Give it to him. Come on. And I'll close us out.
You do Doc. I do the other one.
Do what?
Okay. So I forgot who the other was. I know it's Collins. Oh, so check this out.
What?
So next week, we have, just like we had this week, just like every other week on the On Deck with Dink and Laticha podcast show, we got 2 more exciting guests next week. Cleveland NJROTC alumni, you better tune in for next week because we have none other than Dr. Latanya Collins Smith, President, Harris Stokes State University,
class of 91,
Central Missouri State, member of the AKA sorority. Dr. Latanya Collins Smith will be our guest next week. So y'all better tune in. And then we closing it out. All from Cleveland NJROTC. He went to Tennessee State, played in the NFL for about 6 seasons. None other than Benny Anderson.
Woo-hoo.
Benny Anderson will also be our guest for next week. Buffalo Bills, Miami Dolphins, and Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens. So shout out to
y'all know I'm
Benny
ready to
Anderson.
Y'all know I'm be ready to talk my stuff, right?
Oh yes, we gonna be talking stuff.
I'm gonna be ready next week.
You know, so we excited, y'all. Like every week, we're gonna be trying to bring y'all some great content, great guests. This podcast is gonna go in ways that we never imagined. We're just grateful and thankful, you know, for our guests. We're nothing without our guests, so we appreciate you. Go ahead, Tish.
But no, I just want to kind of end it. Y'all know I'm just happy tonight. I'm happy every day, but just thanking once again Kyle Taylor, class of 92, for making the sacrifice to be up at 1 o'clock in the morning. James Winfrey, you know, being at church all day. Pastor James Winfrey III, you know, calling from Cali, making the sacrifices to come all the way to St. Louis for this naval ball, guys. Tonight was just really it was impactful for me. Like, if you don't know where you come from, how you gonna know where you going? And he said something tonight that I said to DeAndre, that I feel like this thing is bigger than a naval ball. God always have to make a way of getting his people together and to serve his purpose. We don't know what that purpose is, but I really believe that later on we're gonna figure it out. So we say all that to say, y'all, get your tickets. September the 12th. It's gonna be an amazing night. Don't miss out on what could be your blessing, because we don't know what this thing is really about. For real, for real. Yeah, we know we're going to have a party and we're going to get together, but I think it's a lot of networking,
a lot of people.
It's going to be a bigger mission. We have some very important people that come out of Cleveland, and we don't know how one of your classmates can be that one person that you hold a conversation with that night to change your life. So I think it's bigger than a naval ball. Of course, the naval ball is going to be amazing, but I think it's a bigger purpose. So guys, get your tickets. Come on out. 31st is the last day for the $100 tickets. April 1st, it's $125. It is what it is. We got bills to pay. You know, we want to see you all there, but we gave you all almost 3 months to get it for $100. We spend $100 in restaurants, going to the boots on the ground, whatever it is. Boys, the men coming, you pay for what you want. So if this night is important to you, come on, buy your tickets and enjoy your alumni. Good night and thank you, guys.
So we're going to close it out. I think you guys have been seeing a little 2-minute video we did about Cleveland, and we're gonna kind of close it out with that, let you guys kind of see, you know, why the naval ball is important, and we got to get together, and we have to, it's a bigger mission, like Laticha said. So we're gonna show the video, and then we're gonna close it out from there. So let me cue up here.
Emotion, let me cry again.
I'm safe in
All righty. Let me close that out. Remove from the studio. I don't know what happened to us.
I'm glad you showed me. I'm over here like all emotional.
Let's see. Never mind, but I don't know where we went. I guess it's time to go out. But anyway, hey, we leaving on that note. We'll see y'all next week.
Good night.
Good night. All right.